know.
What I told you, Cutter.
People seen it, but they just don't know. People seen it, but people seen it, but they just don't know.
What I told you, Cutter.
People seen it, but they just don't know. People seen it, but they just don't know. People,
Let's go.
people seen it, but they just don't know. People seen it, but they.
What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Connie. We're here on 910 Sports TV. Once again, you know what I'm saying? Season 2, episode 1. So we in season 2 right now, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I mean? We were gonna come back the first of the year, but I decided, let's go ahead and just kick this thing off. We're in the middle of the heart of this playoffs, this college football season. But first and foremost, let me thank God for this opportunity. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, before we can get into that part. But thank God for this opportunity, because without him, it would be no us. Secondly, let me introduce my right-hand man, Mr. Cowboy, wanting to lose tonight, Jacob the Great. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? What's going on, fam?
Hey man, what's up, everybody, man? Happy Sunday to you. You know, the last Sunday before Saint Nick come. You know what I'm saying? The last Sunday before, some strange come and eat up Miss Claus cookies. You know.
That ain't even sound right there. That sounds crazy.
Hey, man, but yeah, man. To all my Cowboys nation, what's up, y'all? But man, I just hope we lose tonight.
Man, that's crazy. That's crazy,
man. Cause I do not want them Atlanta Pigeons to get in no way, shape, fashion, or form.
Why you don't like Atlanta, man? What's going on? Why you don't like Atlanta?
Man, cause ain't nothing good in Atlanta but Magic City chicken wings.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? You gonna leave my second city alone, man.
Man, listen, man. That city got something, boy. Look at here, man. LL in the daytime, RuPaul at night. Man, what?
Hell no. You know what? Let's get into sports before you get yourself in trouble. Anyway, man, listen. So we gonna go ahead and start with this college football playoff. You know what I'm saying? Get into that first and foremost, man, before we get into the NFL and all that. So I'm gonna tell you straight up, Doc. I was very highly disappointed. Highly.
But hold on, Icon. Weren't you highly disappointed last year too?
No, I don't remember.
Weren't we highly disappointed when Georgia beat Cincinnati 49-0?
That was the year before last.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, man, it's been disappointments throughout the year, from that year to last year. Now to this year, if you really want to know, the only team yesterday that should have been in there that lost was Clemson.
I mean, first of all, they didn't put the rankings right. They didn't seed it right. You know what I mean? Because Clemson probably should have been higher up than what they was. And two, Indiana had no business being in there. You know what I mean? And it was just I've never seen, even when you go to the final, the 64 in college basketball, even if you get like a 1-16 or a 2-15 or a 3-14 game, them games, sometimes you get upsets, and but a lot of times you get close ball games. These ball games were straight just butt whoopings. You know what I'm saying? Like Clemson tried to make it a little bit interesting for a minute, but all 4 of the games was duds, man. I was bored out my mind. I'm glad it was some NFL on, and a couple of I watched the USC game with the with Juju Watkins. I watched a little bit of that, and then I think something else was on. But of course, the Carolina and them played early in the day, so I watched a little bit of that. But
well, I just think Clemson and Texas had the most interesting game.
Yeah, but it was still a blowout. You know what I mean? It was still a blowout.
Not really, Icon. Not really, man. Now,
did you ever think Clemson really had a chance to win that game? Tell the truth.
I know Clemson wasn't gonna win when they stopped them on the goal line. when it was 24-31. If Clemson had a scored that touchdown, it would have been 31-31.
Yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying, but I just really felt like even if they might have would have tied that up, Texas would have found a way to just win that game.
Yeah, I know they probably would have won because Clemson didn't have no answer for Jaden Blue. It was no answer for him. You know what I mean? Anytime a team can rush for 300 yards on the ground, you ain't got an answer for them.
And that's my thing. That was my thing right there. They had no answer for the running game. And you know how that is in football. Whoever wins the line on the offensive or the defensive side of the ball, if whoever wins mano on that front line, usually gonna win the game.
Now I'm glad you said that. For all the commentators, for all these coaches who don't never put emphasis on their offensive line. Texas offensive line showed up and showed out and then some. If Texas offensive line.
Yeah.
Texas offensive line controlled the whole game, man. So if Texas offensive line didn't control the whole game, Clemson would have beat the dog shit out of Texas.
Yeah. But didn't you say Ohio State was did you say you thought they was the best scoring team in college football at one time?
Yeah.
I ain't impressed by Ohio State. I'm not.
I don't know why you say that because I told people yesterday Ohio State gonna win that game by 30. I'm not impressed by SEC teams. Let me tell you why. So Clemson the ACC, Texas and SEC. People act though if you're a team outside the SEC, that any SEC team can beat any other division by 30. That's not the case.
Nope.
That's not the case because I don't know what's gonna happen when they get back to Tennessee, man. But man, listen, man. Ohio State made Tennessee look like they was a Nerf football team, bro.
I mean, I knew that game was over in the first half, even though Tennessee tried to fight a little bit in the second quarter. I knew that game was over with after the first.
Couldn't nobody stop Abdul and couldn't nobody stop Jeremiah Smith. It didn't make no sense the way them boys catching that ball, man.
Yeah, after the first drive, I kind of knew like all the games that I was watching. All I had to see was that first drive on both sides of the ball. When I seen the defense, one team get the ball, the other team get the ball, and I said, okay. When I seen
mark my word, Icon, Boise State and Arizona State gonna get the shit beat out of them. Watch.
I believe it. Cause who Ohio State played who? They played Arizona State, right? Or who?
Ohio State played Oregon.
Ohio State played Oregon next?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that is right. They just played.
Penn State played Notre Dame, and Texas played Arizona State.
Well, who played Boise State?
Hold on. Texas played Arizona State. Penn State played Boise State, and Ohio played Oregon. That's how it go.
Okay, because if Ohio State played Oregon again, they played early in the season, and it was a 32-31 win by Oregon.
And actually, Oregon shouldn't even won that game.
I mean, yeah, but I feel like they got better. To me, Ohio State got worse, and Oregon got better.
Nah, man. And one thing I know about Oregon, man, Oregon got good linebackers, and a good front, but Oregon ain't got no good secondary.
Okay, so if you gonna think that Oregon didn't get better and Ohio State got better, then Ohio State got beat by Michigan. And one thing that baffled me when I realized this, because I didn't realize this till the other night, I didn't realize Chip Kelly was the offensive coordinator for Ohio State. If you remember Chip Kelly is the one who invented that fast break outfits that get the playoff in like 8 seconds, 10 seconds when he was at Oregon. He the one. So for me, for you to be at a high-powered school like Ohio State and you play against a mediocre Michigan team and you only put up 10 points, that's a problem. You know what I'm
I
saying?
tell people all the time though, Icon, when you playing, okay, it's just like the Cowboys could. I've seen the Cowboys be 13 and whatever they was. The season was 13 something. But I also seen when Washington was struggling, I seen them come in and beat the Cowboys. So with a rivalry, you never can tell who gonna win.
Yeah,
Cause
yeah, yeah.
it seems like that team that's struggling rise up to the occasion when they play their rivalry. And that's what I think happened. You know what I mean?
Well,
Even though Michigan has been beating them for the last 4 meetings. But it's still a rivalry game, man. But I just really think I ain't saying Oregon didn't get better, but I'm saying that I seen Ohio State improve too, bro.
all right. Well,
I, but see, I know you. I know you don't really like Ohio State, so you know what I mean.
no, the team I don't like, but we'll take a quick break. When we be right back, I'm gonna tell you who I really don't like. We'll be right back here on 91.910 Sports.
All right.
Okay, we back. I'm gonna tell you who I really don't like. I don't like Penn State. I don't like what they stand for. Ever since that whole pedophile thing, I call Penn State the Penn State pedophiles. So when they hopefully, boy, I hope Gente.
But I don't even know. Hold up, I can't. Come on, man. I can't. I was 18 once. I was 19 once.
Yep.
And we talking about linemen that say this happened to them. Man, you crazy, man. Ain't no way in two hells that would ever happen to me, bro.
But it was some kids involved in that too. There was some youth involved in that, and along the way. I think with that assistant coach, I think they had like some kind of camp or something that was going on, and some of them kids was younger when they was like teenagers that he molested too. So it wasn't grown men.
Okay. But I mean, as far as me, as far as Penn State for me, I've always liked their recruiting. Even when old man Joe was there. You know what I'm saying? I always like the way they recruit players and how they put players in the NFL. You know, that's why I like them.
But think about it, Jacob. Okay, as soon as the dude got accused of all that pedophile stuff and he got exposed, and then that next year, or I think that year or next year, they pretty much forced Joe Paterno into retirement. He was so
They
messed up.
really killed him, man.
The next year he ended up dying. With like a year later, after that, he ended up dying.
I feel like what they did to Joe caused him to check out.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
I'm speculating. Allegedly, this is what I feel. I feel like he devoted so much time, heart and soul to football. Like how Penn State did Joe Paterno, man. It's just all the variation and stuff like that, man. And it's just he just cause man, you talking about somebody that was what, like 80 years old, man, 81 years old.
See,
And he had been coaching since he was like what, 21?
Yeah, but I think he knew. I think it's one because him and Sandusky was friends for like 40 something years, something like that. They was friends for a long time. And I feel like he knew a little bit was going on. You know, sometimes when it's like your brother, your best friend, they do something, you might not approve of it, but you turn the other way. You look the other way when stuff go down. And I feel like by the time everything hit the fan, he felt guilty because he let it go on all them years. Yeah, but I think Joe Paterno knew.
I still don't see why they fired Joe, because they didn't have no evidence that he knew.
Well, that and the fact that I think they were looking for a way to get rid of him, because you got to remember at that time Penn State started losing. They was going like 6-6 and 7-5. They weren't having 10-win seasons like his last 4 or 5 years. And you know how it is in college sports, especially once you start losing or whatever.
But why they ain't just fire him though? Like why they ain't just fire him before
You
that stuff
can't
happened?
find legend, bro.
You
You know
can fire Joe, man. You can fire Joe. Listen, man. God bless the dead. Joe had
no,
got old. Joe had them tin on his glasses. He really couldn't hardly see. You know what I'm saying? He would walk straight past the field goal post, couldn't see the field goal post. Like, come on, bro. Like, bro.
bro.
Listen, man.
So
I can't listen. Listen, I
you just
can't.
years. He was at one school for like 50 years. He was at his school longer than Coach K was at Duke. You know what I'm saying? Longer than Dean Smith was in at North Carolina. You can't just look at what you call it. He ain't won a championship in years. You think they're gonna fire Gino Amarella down there in Connecticut? No, he gonna leave on his own terms. And he ain't won in like when last time Connecticut won a championship? Like 7, 8 years ago?
Yeah.
You know how
He
they
he
go.
he need to be fired too.
You know what I mean? So I mean, I don't think he need to be fired because I mean they are in the top 10 this year, but they just not the same juggernaut they been. They not the same. They not gonna dominate. Like no team in college sports gonna ever dominate again. That's just not gonna be a thing no more. You know what I'm saying? Because the way these players flipping teams, you know what I'm saying? Like one team going from this team to this team, like they just trying to try all the teams before they go to the NFL. Like and then it's never gonna be a dominant team like Alabama, like Connecticut in college football. It's never gonna be that again. You know what I'm saying? So somebody don't even wrap your head around that you're gonna ever see a dominant team like that in college sports again. It's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna
Well,
happen.
I can't. This what I'm gonna say, and this ain't because you my boy. This who I would have picked. I would have SMU was out because they lost in the championship. I put Miami right there. Um, Indiana, you would have been out. Cause bro, I ain't never heard of Indiana playing nobody when we was growing up. I heard Bob Knight slapping whatever player he wanted to. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I heard about in Indiana. I heard Bob Knight with their red shirt on, with their collar shirt on. You know, he slap him side head with the clipboard and everything else. That's all I heard. But when I seen Indiana in the top 10 of football, I said football has went out the window. That's what I said.
I promise you we would score more than 3 points. I promise you that against Notre
And
Dame.
and and and, and I promise you, Alabama still would have made it. I would have, I would have, man. When I seen, listen, man. No, they wouldn't have made it. They wouldn't have made it. But when I see somebody like a Boise State in Arizona State making the playoffs, I'm like,
I mean, who the
where
Arizona
has
State?
college? Where has college? I mean, when I think of Arizona State playing somebody, it's like who is they playing? Tony Tiger State University. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know, man. That's what I was wondering. I would have to go back and look at Arizona State schedule because
Who does Boise State play? Like Boise State don't really play nobody, bro.
that's what I'm saying. And Arizona State play. I just remember what's the name? Was it Herm Edwards that just left from there?
Yeah.
Arizona State. That's only I even heard about Arizona State in any game because when Herm Edwards was there, when he was there, they was getting their butt whooped. So how they go from Herm Edwards being there, not being able to win, to all of a sudden the first year they had the playoffs, then you got them in the top 4. I get
You
it.
know why? You know why? They fired the other coach, but they kept all of Herm Edwards' assistants. So they already been. Come on, man. Like, get out of here, bro. Like you didn't fire all the coaches. You fired Herm because Herm got into it with the alumni board, and y'all just wasn't going. He's just gonna want to do anything y'all said, and so this is like Herm. Without no Herm Edwards, we would know who they was, bro. It's like without Mark Jackson, Golden State will never win no championship. I don't care what nobody say.
Yeah, I mean that's what I said. So at the end of the day, I'm just like this. That next year, this is what they talking about doing already. And they trying to get like college basketball where instead of like, okay, let's just pick champions, let's make sure we get the best 4 teams at the top of the conference. I mean, at the top in college football. So you can't tell me that, okay, once you get past Oregon and Georgia, that Arizona State and Boise State is the next top 4 teams in college football. Now, they may prove me wrong. And I'll be honest with you. I would love to see a Boise State or Arizona State win it all because I love underdogs. but I just don't see it happening. I don't see them going in next week and winning these games. Because the thing about it is, you can have all the speed and the talent, but when them doggone meat and potato boys hit you in your mouth on the front lines, them two front lines like them Georgia boys and Oregon and Texas, or Georgia and Texas boys hit you in your mouth. Ohio State, all I'm gonna say is we about to see. We about to see, because I just don't.
I can tell you this. I ain't gonna want to say this, but I don't think old boy for Boise State would have ran like that if he was in the Big Ten or the SEC. Like, I don't know, bro, or even the ACC, bro. I don't think he would have all them yards, bro. Like, I looked at their schedule. They don't play nobody, bro.
Probably not, because 2,500 yards—that's a lot of yards in college football. That's a lot of yards.
Yeah, and they don't even play nobody.
Yeah, our only college I say he could have done that in was probably the old Pac-12 with Oregon, Washington, USC, because none of them play defense. But other than that, the SEC,
He probably could have did that in the Conference USA.
that's probably about it. But we'll be right back, man. We're going to jump into this NFL. Matter of fact, we're going to jump into this Travis Hunter thing real quick. We'll be right back here on 911 Sports. Okay, we back here on 911 Sports TV, season 2, episode 1. So I want to talk about this with Travis Hunter, man, and a couple of things. One, I want to talk about, I've seen a lot of people, and I'm going to say this. I think Bow Wow was the one I felt like was the most qualified to talk to say anything to Travis Hunter. But this is what I would say to the celebrities. Reach out to that young man behind closed doors. Don't go on social media telling him what he should or shouldn't do with his fiance. When young people fall in love, they're not going to listen to you. So not like that. So if you want to talk to that man behind closed doors and Bow Wow want to give his experiences from when he was young and this, that, and the third, I get it. Because like I said, Bow Wow been around since he was 5 years old. So he one of the people that's qualified to talk to that man about, different women and these thirsty women and whatever. But when you start doing on social media and embarrassing a young man, that's not the way you're going to get to him. You know what I'm saying? And all these other people talking, most of y'all probably in relationships now with some dude that's probably laying on your couch eating up all your Fruity Pebbles and your kids' juice boxes and ain't doing nothing for you and you're living with them. Or some dude probably with some chick that doggone got 5 baby daddies and doggone, can't take care of herself and whatever the case may be, and you with her. So, y'all need to shut up talking. Let people that's actually in the Travis Hunter light or somebody that's
I just want to ask you a question, man. And you really know I gotta make a joke out of everything. Now, I'm looking at this young lady and I'm looking at Travis Hunter. Nah, I can't.
Oh Lord.
I can't. Nah, man. This is like Donatello from the Ninja Turtles talking to Mariah Carey.
Hey, listen. I'm gonna tell you this now. This generation, when they look like I was like, but like I'm just gonna say this. Sometimes like my daughter, we be somewhere and she like, ooh, so cute. And he just said the thing. And I said, who hit that? Him? And so this generation, they idea of looks, whatever they looking at, I don't know if it's the weed.
You right, cause hey, listen, man, my little niece, she think that King, T.I. and Tiny's son look good. You know what I told her? I said, your mom need to get your eyes checked by 3 different people.
I know that's right. Cause I'm just like, I don't know what y'all be looking at nowadays, man. I'll be like, oh my goodness,
Cause King look like a light skinned snapping turtle, a tadpole, and a cricket combined.
Hey, like I said, I don't know, but hey, the thing about the whole thing was, like I said, it was red flag when the girl said he wasn't my type. So in other words, everybody said, well, how did this girl become your type? how did this guy become your type all of a sudden? You know what I'm
What
saying?
people
But
got to realize, Icon,
I've
when
seen it.
a person is making millions of dollars, it ain't about the looks no more. It's about stability, and she all about that stability, man. She
Mhm.
might love him, she might not. But if she don't, it's too late now. Cause ain't she already prego?
I don't know, but I'm gonna say this though. I'm gonna say this so for people to really get an understanding and follow me for a second. I had a friend, and I'm gonna tell you offline who it was, because I've talked to him about I talked to you about him before. But I have a friend years ago that we used to work in a restaurant, and he started dating this girl, or they was messing around at first, and she was all like she was in love with him, like into him real heavy. You know what I'm saying? She used to cry boo hoo because he didn't want her like that. And then something happened to him on a personal level. She was there for him, and then they ended up getting married. And so, like I said, I've seen it happen. I've seen it growing up over the years of seeing somebody where at first the person didn't like, oh, that's not my type person, but they spend enough time around each other, or they get to know each other more on a personal level, and then next thing you know, they end up together long term. So it can happen. So I'm not gonna say that just because that. I know it's other red flags, but that to me, when people keep bringing that one up, I'm like, that ain't necessarily a sign that she don't want him, that she's a gold digger just because she said that in the beginning. A person can become your type in different ways besides just looks. You know what I'm saying? Especially depending on what you've already been through. They can become your type over time. So it just all depends, man. So I don't really get caught up in that. But I would just say that people, I would just, like I said, just let the celebrity people, I would just say to them, talk to the young man offline. Don't talk to him in social media because it's embarrassing him and it's making him look weak. So if you got to say something to him, call Dion and say, Dion, I want to talk to Travis and get Travis maybe, and then have Dion correlate, communicate with him that, Bow Wow, if he want to talk to him, just want to talk to him. You know what I'm saying? But don't do it on social media. That's the only thing. Secondly, I'm gonna say, do you believe, and I believe, do you believe that Travis Hunter should have been basically unanimously? I feel like the Heisman Trophy winner. Do you believe he should have won?
I do. Hands down.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people say they thought they should have won because of his numbers was way better than even a couple other people that won in the past. I'm trying to think of the two people that won that had better. I think Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush was one, and it was somebody else that won that had better that Gente had better numbers than those two players. But like somebody said, and everybody saying, and we all know, we've never seen Travis Hunter before, ever. Like we've seen players do a little bit like a Charles Woodson, Dion in the NFL, but we've never seen a player play both sides of the ball every single snap. I watched Travis Hunter. The only time Travis Hunter would come out the game is if his helmet would pop off, or he'd get some kind of little knick-knack injury or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But he don't come off for like what you would say rest or to get a breather. I've never seen him come off for that reason alone. You know what I'm saying? It might have happened, but I've never seen all the time that I would watch Colorado play. It would have to be, if he would twist his ankle real quick or something would happen, then he might come out for a play or two, or his helmet to pop off, and they make you come out for a play. That's the only time I've seen Travis Hunter. So we've never seen Travis Hunter in the history of any sport, of any football, We've never seen. You only think you do that in Little League play that much every snap. Only you might do that. You might do that in high school a little bit. You know what I'm saying, or whatever, middle school, high school. But that's about it. But you dang sure don't do that in college and NFL. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even know how much you're gonna do it in the NFL, but college you dang sure don't do it. You know what I'm saying?
So at the beginning of the season, did you have in your mind that he was gonna win the Heisman?
Yeah, it was almost a foregone conclusion to me. Like the only person I felt like they had a legitimate chance throughout the whole year was Shador Sanders and Cam Ward. Because Cam Ward and Shador Sanders wasn't even quarterback wise, wasn't nobody even close to me. Wasn't even I can't tell you one quarterback that was close to them two when it came playing the quarterback position. Carson Beck was garbage. Gabriel down in Oregon, he's more one of those what you call manage the game. He do a lot of out routes, little small little passes in his players, they playmakers. But as far as throwing the deep pass, doggone can get out of danger, do all that crazy some of that like Patrick Mahomes type stuff. Cam Ward and Shador Sanders was the best at that in college football this year.
Okay.
But Travis locking people down and then getting you 2 tubs on the offensive side of the ball, no, that was ridiculous. I'm like that. Nah, that's not even human. You know what I'm saying? And then he don't never get tired. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, like when you watching the NBA, right? The only 2 players I've seen like that would never get tired would be like LeBron in his prime, Russell Westbrook. They never get tired. You know, like they be running on hard and like they'll never get tired. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Early on in their career, everybody else be breathing hard in the fourth quarter. They sitting over there.
It's crazy you say that because I heard Scott Pippen say that they just thought Dennis Rodman was some type of robot because he never got tired.
Yeah, him, Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather go 12 rounds with you. By the time he get the 10th, 11th round, he's sitting over there looking like, should I go another 5? What we doing? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's some players are just inhuman when it comes to stamina. You know, I don't care how much you work out. An average person is going to get tired.
I don't think Allen Iverson was a human being, bro.
No.
I thought he was a robot. It made no sense the way he run the flow, bro. Like full speed all the time, bro. That's crazy.
Exactly. I'm gonna take a quick break and I'm gonna tell you. I don't know if you heard this story from AI. I'm gonna take a quick break. Okay, we back. So AI, I seen this the other day. AI said I think he was in Denver at the time because everybody got a negative story about George Karl, and he was like basically he had went out to the club the night before, and he came the next day, and he put up like 45 or 50 or something crazy. And then George Karl came to him after the game and beat him the next game and said something like, basically, I heard you was out at the club last night partying or whatever. And he was like, yeah, okay, whatever. He was like, well, just for that, I'm benching you like the next game. It's like some story like that. And he looking like, what? You know what I'm saying? He's like, what? Like, I just put up 50. So it's like because they was talking about how George Karl would always try to control like what the players were doing off the court.
Every player called him a hater, bro. Every player that played for him, man. And look, man, the things that Kenyon Martin said that he almost did to that man was unreal, bro. man, I was watching Gil podcast, and he was like, man, Kenyon was like, man, but he said between me, AI, J.R. Smith, and Melo, he lucky, man, that he had every bone broken in his body.
Yeah. They said the stuff that George Karl used to do to them players or talk or like accuse him of or whatever was crazy. But anyway, man, we're gonna get into this week 16 NFL week, man. It was a crazy week. I'm gonna tell you like this, bro, and I'm just gonna keep it a bean with you. At first, when the game started and we was down like 14-0, I said, "Oh, we about to get our ass."
Well, I didn't start watching it until it was 21-7. That's when I started watching it.
But see, at that point, Jalen Hurts got the concussion. And as soon as he got the concussion, we got a chance. So then we got to 21-14. I said, okay, because Kenny Pickett, we know he garbage. So I'm like, if we already showed the ability to be able to score on them, even when Jalen Hurts was in the game, we showed the ability to be able to at least score. But we couldn't stop them from scoring. But now that he's out, they kind of, I can say one-dimensional, but they kind of were because they couldn't really get the ball as effective to A.J. Brown and them as they was in the first half with Kenny Pickett, and they were going to have to rely a lot on Saquon. And we kind of, after that, because Saquon got most of them yards like early when Jalen Hurts was out there. Once Jalen Hurts was gone, You know what I'm saying? They couldn't. We was kind of slowing Saquon down a little to help us get back in the game. And
Yeah,
then
because you didn't have to concentrate on who Jalen was gonna hit up doing a passing route. They were solely relying on Saquon because Kenny Pickett can't throw a pass to Charlie Brown and Linus.
yeah, and see when Devontae Smith dropped that pass in the fourth, and that would have shut the game down because he literally dropped a wide open pass to like the 15-yard line, and we dropped that and they had to cook the field goal. I said, "Oh, they don't mess around." I said, "Jay Daniels could becoming that one. He could be coming him." I
He be
said, "They
cooking, boy. He be
call
cooking.
that."
He be cooking. He
Yeah.
cooking.
And they had a terrible game. They had like 5 turnovers.
I don't really think that Washington know even what they got, bro. Because sometimes some of the play calling that y'all have, even when him and Scary Terry is hot and they cooking, like he didn't hit that man for like 3-4 passes in a row, man, and can't nobody on the field check Terry. And y'all want to do a 49 dive running back play? Man, it's like sometimes they don't let him cook, bro. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. Once we get an offensive line, though, we get that offensive line right.
Cause y'all don't got no bad offensive line. Now don't do that.
I mean,
Cause y'all use a couple more pieces. Maybe so. But y'all, bro, look how many passes, look how many yards he done throw for as a rookie. Man, we got to get the offensive line some credit.
I mean, they're not garbage, but what I'm saying is, once we get like an offensive line like the Detroit Lions or like a
Bo Nix, yeah,
like once we get a line that pretty much where he can eat a sandwich in that backfield like Tom Brady used to do, like once we get that, yeah, we gonna be like the Detroit Lions because we got weapons.
Well,
We just
let me ask you this. Now, maybe because we on this coast, we don't hear them talk about Bo Nix enough. Now, in your opinion, is Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix the 2 best rookies that came out that draft class?
the 2 best rookies?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say Bo Nix is necessarily the best rookie. I would say Brock Bowers has impressed me a little bit more because I think Bo Nix is more a benefit from the system. Jay Daniels got a natural like just talent and instinct that you can't teach. You know what I'm saying? Like he knows how to move out of the pocket.
I think Bo ain't got the talent that Jaden got, but Bo got a natural talent too. Bo got great field vision for a rookie quarterback. He don't really throw what we call bad passes, man. His passes is very thought out and strategic before he throw it. Even if it's just a 5-yard dump pass, bro. Like he don't really throw passes that can really cost them the ball game. And I think as far as the 2 quarterbacks that came out, I think that him and Daniels are probably the best 2 quarterbacks that came out their draft.
Yeah, I'll give you that part now. But it's funny you say that because you the one to give me crap about Sean Payton, and I told you, Sean Payton is a hell of a coach. And
I mean, listen, man. I don't give a damn about what you said about no Sean Payton. Sean Payton is still dump the juice.
Listen to what I'm saying because you my point. Because Drew Brees came from that system. And that's what they used to say about Drew Brees. Drew Brees was very accurate, and he used to throw his timely passes and all of that. Drew Brees wasn't the most athletic. He wasn't the most gifted, but he got a coach in Sean Payton that worked with him a certain way that he was able to thrive. Drew Brees wouldn't have been able to thrive like that everywhere. I don't think.
That's what you're wrong at. Head coaches don't work with nobody, man. They just stand there with their arms fold like this, man. Now, whoever their offensive coordinator was, whoever was their quarterback coach was, we need to give kudos to them. The head coach, they don't never do nothing.
Oh, so well, that's the case then. If that's the case, then you can't give Andy Reid no credit then, right?
Because man, let me tell you something. But I can. But you know why I can get Andy Reid credit? Because
Why?
he was one of the most brilliant defensive minds before he became a head coach.
But that
And
ain't what
that's a proven fact.
he's for. He known for defense. He known for being a great offensive mind. And then think about it is, and I'm not saying that we right or wrong. Maybe he ain't been in the right system yet. But look at Eric Bieniemy. Eric Bieniemy was offensive coordinator. He got no credit. He went to Washington, got booted. He went to UCLA, got booted. So maybe he was the one that was just there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't
There's
know.
no way. There's no way I come because if you ever hear them boys talk that play up under him, they say that he a hard ass, but as far as a brilliant mind, yeah. But hey, man, I just think he's this type of old school coach where you not just gonna say anything you want to him, and they don't like that hard nose or
Well,
old school type personality.
why what you said could be two things. Hold on, we'll be right back. All right, we back. We back before we get up out of here. So I'm gonna tell you why that could be two things. When you say a brilliant mind, and I used to get a lot of this when I was in college. Sometimes you get somebody like I had a college professor. He taught I think it was Cisco. Cisco was one of the hardest at the time. Was one of
The
the hardest to learn.
hardest stuff software. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Computer. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but he was a brilliant mind, but he couldn't teach it because he was up here and he couldn't teach on your level. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? I had a math teacher. Like I was terrible in algebra in high school. I had an algebra teacher when I was in college, and it wasn't just algebra. It was called Math 1, Math 2. So Math 1 and Math 2 in college, you might get algebra, you might get trigonometry, you might get all rolled up into one calculus, all in one class. And when she taught it, the light bulb came. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on sometimes how you teach it. It's not the fact that you know it. It's just can you get somebody else to be able to understand the way you teach. And maybe Eric the enemy problem is maybe he doesn't know how to teach it. He just knows it. And he expect just like when Magic said when he tried to coach, I can't coach because I expect everybody to play like me. So I don't have the patience for it because I'm thinking they should understand what I'm telling them and they should be able to do what I'm telling them and they can't.
and that's why and that's why people can't play with LeBron because the average person that play on his team is never going to be on his level, and the mindset and the IQ of basketball, his is up here, and theirs is down there. So that's like a conflict of interest.
You're right. You're right. That's why
And that's why Bronny goes to the D League and he's averaging 20.4 points a game now because he has his dad's IQ. All he had to do was be given a shot. And now he's been given that shot and he's away from all the media. He's proving people wrong and nobody got nothing to say. All you can hear right now is crickets.
exactly because he was there, like you said, he went down there, got away from the limelight of being able to play. And I think the one thing with Bronny is he playing free now. If you watch him even in the G League, he was too much trying to share the ball and kind of stay out of the way and let the other players do. And he just kind of did something every now and then. But it was like, bro, nah, shoot the ball. If you open, drive to the basket, use your athleticism. You know what I'm saying? So I think now that he playing free or whatever, I think that's gonna take him to another level. And I'm gonna say this about this before we get out of here. I watched Juju Watkins last night. I got one criticism of Juju Watkins. Take over the game when she don't have the instinct yet of really don't understand how they won, but they let them get back in the game because
Man,
Juju sometimes goes
Juju should have Juju should have took over that game at the beginning of the third quarter, man.
exactly because if you watch Caitlin Clark last year, Clayton Clark took over every game. You know what I'm saying? Juju sometimes will go into the corner and stand there and let her teammates play, and they looking terrible out there. No, Juju, when you see your team in trouble, go get the ball, and you got to have that. What they say that Mamba mentality, that Michael Jordan, that Kobe, that whatever. You got to have that mentality when it's time for your because especially in college basketball. You know
Just
what I'm saying?
like I can't tell you, I can't front, man. The last 14 games, the last 10 games, Carl Anthony Towns done took over New York Knicks.
Hey, maybe.
Man, we talking about 32, 10, and 13. We talking about 15, 15, and 9. Like we talking about 27, 12, and 9. Like he just, if he keep playing like he playing now, he definitely gonna have an MVP season. But
Yeah.
it ain't a flashy MVP season like Giannis and Shea. It's like a quiet MVP season.
Yeah, but Giannis ain't gonna win it because they I don't think they're gonna be that good enough to be able for him to win it in the end. But anyway, man, it was a great show. Everybody have a Merry Christmas. Um, if we don't see y'all for the next year, have a great New Year's. So we should be able to see y'all Sunday. You know what I'm saying? If nothing else, but if we don't, have a great holiday. You know what I'm saying? Don't eat too much. Just enjoy it. Don't worry about the gift giving or the gift receiving. Just enjoy each other as a family. You know what I'm saying? And friends, and and understand what it's all about. It's about that man upstairs. It's his birthday, so we're supposed to be celebrating him before we celebrate us anyway.
Yeah, happy holidays. And one last thing. All right, Mr. Claus. We're gonna see you at Magic City. We'll see you.
All right, man. We out.
Peace.